For this example, let's go ahead and look at how public opinion regarding torture has changed from 2001 to 2009. Now, if I wanted to go ahead and conclude that it had in fact changed, or make an inference about how it's changed, I definitely want to run a hypothesis test to see if that's true. Now, what we have in front of here is a table pulled from a study done for these people at the bottom. Now, as you look at this table, what I want you to notice is not only do the numbers in the favor column differ by year, but they also differ by poll as well. That is, if we look here at 2001, the poll done by Gallup has a 45% favor rate versus a 32% favor rate with the Christian Science Monitor. This is showing us, first of all, that maybe their sampling methods don't line up with each other. Now, even if both of these are using sampling methods that are on point, there's still going to be differences between the samples, and this is due just to variation. So that 45 to 32 doesn't necessarily mean that one of them is taking a bad sample. It might just be variation between the two of them. In order to make sure our sampling methods are lining up, though, we're going to go ahead and focus on the same company both times. That is, for our example, we're going to come down here to 2004 and look at the survey done by Pew People and the Press. And then we're going to go ahead and move down to the lowest one they did, which is right here in November. So we're going to be comparing 2004 in July to 2009 in November. Now, I'm curious if there's actually a difference between these two time periods, and so in order to test that, we need to first of all decide what is sample 1 and what is sample 2. Now, I've said before that I'm always going to use sample 1 to be the larger percentage, so that is, I'm going to write this as November 2009 here, and then this one will be July 2004. And I'm choosing that once again because this one has a P1 hat of 0.54, and this has a P2 hat of 0.43. So I'm setting it up so that when I subtract them, I get a positive value over it. Now, when I set up my hypothesis, my null hypothesis will be P1 equals P2, which is, I'm assuming that in reality, public opinion 2009 and public opinion 2004 was exactly the same. It's not what I want to prove, though. Let's say, for example, that what I actually wanted to prove is that support for torture has increased over time. Well, if I wanted to show this, when I go to set my alternative hypothesis, I need to think about what P1 and P2 is. P1 is 2009, P2 is 2004. So if it's increased over time, that would mean 2009 is bigger than 2004. Let's say instead that what I want to show is support was lower in 2004 than 2009. In this case, my alternative hypothesis, P1 and P2, 2009 and 2004, I need to pay attention here. Support was lower in 2004. That means this one should be the smaller value, which means I should still put a greater than symbol there, because this end says P1 is bigger than P2. Notice this is two different ways of basically asking exactly the same question. Now, the third option I could ask is support for torture has changed over time. And if I wanted to show this instead, then my alternative hypothesis would be P1 is not equal to P2, because what I'm trying to show here is that it's changed. It's somehow different. So in this example, we see three different alternative hypotheses we could set up, and realize that there's multiple ways, like here and here, of asking basically the same question.